Hello, this is Restokite again, guys, and today we got a World of Warcraft Shadow Preist guide. This is part 5.4, the Siege of Orgrimmar. Okay, so let's get into the talents. So the first talent here, you do not need to pick anything. Of course, you will pick something, but it's not good for raiding. So pick something that you need for questing or whatever. You guys will figure it out. And the level 30 tier. In my opinion, you will always pick body and soul, like almost always. That is because usually when you need to move, you will also take damage. So for example, the Thunderstruck on the Lation encounter, if you get, let's say you get the Thunderstruck ability on you, like it will one-shot you if you don't move. You need to move away quick, but you will still take damage. You will always take damage from it. So then you get like two abilities in one here by just picking this passive ability. I think it's really good. And feathers you can pick them like sometimes, but that is only if you need to travel a long distance. Either that or if your entire raid needs to move away quickly. Okay. So the next tier, all these talents are pretty viable. It depends actually. Okay, so from darkness comes light. This ability does so that when your dodge tick, they will give you a chance to get an instant cast mind spike. So this talent is only good if it's a heavy movement fight. Like otherwise it's just crap. So I do not like this talent, but don't pick it. Okay, so Mindbender. This is never useful, or it's sometimes, but that is only when you need to kill an ad, like an ad with a decent amount of HP. We need to burst down it quickly. For example, on this encounter, the Council of Elders in Inferno Founder, one of the High Priestess, she will spawn a Loa Spirit. That will kill the target, like if it reaches the target. So you need to burst it down quickly, but it's still a decent amount of HP that it got. So that's when you pick Mindbender. And this talent, you will pick it 90% of the time. Like, this is good in every kind of situation, good in any fight. So what it does is that when you put the Devouring Plague, the plague on the target, when you cast Mindflay, when you have your plague on the target, the Mindflay, it will deal 100% more damage. So this is just the best talent you could ever get. It's the best of these three, I think. Okay. So you could use it in any situation. Like you could use it to burst down an ad. You could use it like on a heavy movement fight. But yeah, these are just slightly better on the up. So in the level 60 talents, you will pick Angelic Bulwark, and that is because you don't need to cast anything, or you don't need to worry about using the ability. This is passive, like you don't need to worry about anything. So just pick this. These other two are just crap in raiding. And for the level 75 talents, you will probably pick Divine Insight, either that or you will pick Power Infusion. Twisted Fate, it's only good on like when you have ad fights. Like for example, Tortoise in the Throne of Thunder. He will like spawn his turtles, and it will always be like some turtle that is on low HP. So if you get a lot of uptime in a fight on this, then by all means just use it. Then it's really good, but otherwise it's not that good. Okay, so Power Infusion, you will use this if it's a single target fight, either if it's a single target fight or if it's a two boss fight, like two target fight. Like for example these two, they're two targets. This is the best talent there. But I used like Power Infusion in Throne Founder. I used it from Magera down to Lation. Like I even used it on this. Like I used it from Magera to Lation, this, because yeah, they're single target fights. This is good on single target fights. you should just pick it for single target fights. Yeah. Okay, so Divine Insight, this is good if it's a lot of bosses that you can multi-dot. So it scales really well with Souls and Insanity. That is, if you have like 3 or more targets, I think, to have your dots up on all time. So this Council of Elders, it was really good there. So yeah, adapt the talents to the situation. But in the level 90 tier, you will always pick Halo. It does the most damage, it does like the most healing. The only exception is if you stack up. If it's a lot of AoE damage to the raid, and you guys stack up, you could use Divine Star, but that is only for healing. It is completely freaking useless when it comes to DPS. Just bleh, bleh. Okay, so over to the glyphs. You don't only need like 2, these 2, you should always have them while you're raiding. Because Project Embrace does so that you will do a lot more healing. You do 50% more healing with it, but its duration will be cut down by 5 seconds. But the thing is that when a boss does an AoE ability, it will never be more than 10 seconds. So what I mean by that is that if you have it, if you have the normal 15-second duration, it will just be a lot of overhealing after like 10 seconds. So you will just get a lot more healing by using this glyph from the ability. And you pick the glyph on Mindflay just because, like, if you need to move, you get 45% more movement speed. This is really good, like when you need to move, of course. And then I have glyph on Mindspike, but that is only because I don't raid at the moment. I only do quests and yeah, that kind of stuff. But if you raid, you should either pick Inner Fire, glyph of Inner Fire, which you should only pick it if you take a lot of physical damage in a fight. And you should pick Inner Sanctum if you take a lot of magic damage in a fight. So either one of those 2 you should pick here. And for the minor glyphs, you should just pick something that looks funny. Like, I don't have anything here, but that is because I'm such a boring and terrible person, so I don't have any. No, but it's because I actually haven't thought about using them. But I really think that you should take one of these because they're really fun actually. I'm going to do it after the video, I think. But yeah. So now over to the reforging and gaming. So in reforging, you will always need to get your hit cap on anything. You always need to get your hit cap. It's the biggest DPS increase you could ever get. But after that, haste is a Shadow Preist's best friend. It's his best stat. It's just the best thing you could ever get. It's even better than intellect, but you can't reforge away intellect to haste. So yeah, haste is the best secondary stat, and after that comes crit, and after crit comes haste. But this is without the legendary metagame. If you got the legendary metagame, you should reforge to mastery before crit. So then mastery becomes much better than crit does. If you have the game. But I do not have the game because I'm a slacker. Okay, and for the gaming, like if you have 5 to 5 item level or above, you should gem for haste. Like you should fuck the fucking intellect. Go for haste. It's really good. Like it just scales way better when you have a higher item level. But if you have below 5 to 5, you should just gem for getting as much intellect as possible. Because yeah, you don't scale as well with it. So now over to the priority system as a Shadow Preist. So as a Shadow Preist, it's all about generating shadow orbs, and you do that by casting Mind Blast and by using our execute ability, Shadow Word Death. So yeah, that is like why you pick this talent, because it buffs this really high, like good. Okay, but so always keep your Mind Blast and your Shadow Word Death on cooldown. Those two are the most important things you could ever do to increase your DPS. Okay, and after that you should keep your dots up on the target. That is because, yeah, we're a dot class. We need dots, you know. Okay, and after that you should use your halo on cooldown. That is a little bit more like either you have halo on cooldown or you have like Shadow on cooldown. They're not that important to use exactly on cooldown, but you of course you're gonna use them. So yeah, that is pretty much it. And I'm gonna go over some macros as well that I find useful. So the Chinese macro, I think this is really useful because you pretty much get 2 buttons in one. This is just a quality of life change when it comes to playing Shadow Preist. Because when you're questing, you might like want to move really fast and pull a lot of mobs, and then you get them down. You can just press this, so you get inner wheel, and you can just move a little bit faster. It's not that important, but yeah, it's a cool one. And another thing that I do is that I do mouse over macros on my healing abilities. That is because I do not want to switch targets. Like I always want to target. We say this is the boss. I always want to target it and continue like costing, but I still wanna like be able to heal people. And I can just mouse over them like this, and it will cost ability on them. I don't need to switch target. It's really like you also save a little bit of time on it. Like for example with Void Shift, if a tank is dropping really low, you can just press it and boom, he's saved. Yeah, that is really good macros. But okay, so thanks guys for watching this guide. And if you want an advanced guide as well, I will put it out next Saturday. But that is only if you guys want me to do it. So what you need to do is you need to comment down below and say if you want another Shadow Preist guide or if you want me to play some other game. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next Saturday, guys. See you.